Hello, the name is Vector Freeze, and I want to talk about the issues of Sonic Forces and what can they do to improve upon in their next game. That is, if there's going to be another Sonic game. First, I just want to get this out of the way and say I enjoyed this game. I really do, despite its flaws. I love the music, the graphics, the colors, the sound effects, the replay value. Yeah, this game actually does have replay value to an extent. Okay, so back on topic. Let's just point out some of the common issues that many of us have said, and let's see. Okay, so number one, many of the levels felt really short. I mean, as you're playing, just when you finally get the feel of each level and understand its theme, it ends so abruptly. It just leaves you wanting more of that particular level. Number two, classic Sonic feels sluggish. Back when Sonic Generations, they got classic Sonic right. He felt smooth, fast. He almost felt like the Sega Genesis days. But here, I don't know what happened here. He has some weird physics going on, and I'm having trouble jumping on this platform, see? Classic Sonic sometimes feels a little sluggish. Sometimes he feels a bit floaty, slippery. Okay, number three, the camera stretches too far out. Graphically, this game is beautiful, and I can see why Sega wants to view everything. But if I can't really see my character, I'm having trouble landing where I'm gonna jump from, and I constantly collide into things. All this stuff kind of really hinders my vision. And now this one, almost everybody has been saying about this game is that it feels too easy and too automated. I kind of had to agree on that, because I was surprised by the amount of dash panels, springs, grind rails, dash rings, and bumpers in every corner of each level. Plus, with the constant abuse of using the boost, that rhymed. But what I'm trying to say is, I had control on foot occasionally, but it didn't really last long, since this game feels like it's holding your hand 24/7, using the amount of these obstacle courses keep boosting you to the next level, trying to hurry it up. It was not challenging, and plus hard mode felt like easy mode. Next, number 5 on our list, the level design. First off, I just want to say that most of the platform segments in this game are just not that fun. They feel more like a chore, just baddies in the way blocking your path, and they're just standing there to get hit just to move along through the level. And even though they say that most of these levels are not linear at all, it really does feel like it, because even when you do discover a new route in each level, it does not feel as rewarding. They're gone in 5 seconds, so you just plow through the level. And the constant need to boost left and right, it makes most of the discovering pathways very missable. Even though the 2D portion of the modern Sonic was fine at least. Okay, you know what? I take that back. 2D Sonic, modern Sonic needs some work. Finally, number 6, the story. I'm not gonna go really into depth with Sonic, because Sonic games are action platformers with little charming characters, and most action platformers are not known for their story. You can compare them to Mario, Sly Cooper, classic Mega Man, Ratchet and Clank. All their stories are not meant to be deep. They're enjoyable, at least. That what drives the characters. But if you really want my opinion on it, I kind of compare most of these kind of games to Saturday morning cartoons. If you leave it at that, you'll be happy. Sonic Forces is a very flawed game, but it's not a bad game either. I mean, I enjoyed it, like I said earlier. I mean, Sonic Forces is not like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom Terrible. No. Sega had some right ideas to begin with, but they took a lot of that away from what made it fun in the first place, from Sonic Generations. Well, since we got the negatives out the way for Sonic Forces, let's see what they can improve upon it for the next game. Well, there's gonna be a next game. Number 1, remove classic Sonic and just focus on modern Sonic. Now, I know that classic Sonic is loved everywhere, but it felt like he was not needed at all but for nostalgia purposes for the older fans. And I think that's where the problem lied. You know, if you rely on nostalgia too much, it loses its value over time. Also, classic Sonic has nothing to do to contribute to story in Sonic Forces at all. I mean, heck, we got Sonic Mania for that, and it's a great game on its own. You know, I hate to say it, but we have to move forward. Here's an easy one, number 2. Longer levels and reduce the amount of speed boosting obstacles. Simple, right? Number 3. The camera needs some balance. I mean, you can see here, this little sweet spot, and here. See, this amount of space right here between the player and the camera, it gives them a bit of clarity of what's going on in their environment, thus avoiding collision and pitfalls constantly. Number 4. Better level design. I mean, I'm no game designer, but having replayed like Sonic Generations, you know, that game was fun, and most of the levels felt non-linear because, you know, they gave a bit of clarity to you in the environment where you can see and go. And I'm just saying. Number 5. The physics. Just fix it. Enough said. Let's see what else. There's the character avatar. You know, I really have nothing against that. I'm a bit 50-50 on it. And, you know, I thought some of the avatar levels felt really fun. But I felt like it should have been like a separate game or something like that. For like another like $20, $30 Sonic game or something. I mean, the avatar was a good idea. It just did not really implement well for this Sonic game in particular. As for the characterization and the voice acting, I'm not going to touch that either. Because, like I mentioned earlier, you know, the Sonic franchises and everything else, Saturday morning cartoons. Take it for what it is. If you just think about that, you know, enjoy it. To summarize Sonic Forces, you know, they had so many great ideas, it was just not executed well. You know, I don't really understand what was the 4-year gap that in development. It was probably in development hell. Was it the writing staff? I don't know, really. You know, I just want to see a better Sonic game than Forces, even though Forces was enjoyable.